Hello children, welcome to our science class. What we have discussed in our last class? Yes, we have discussed about the wool providing animals, right? Then the processing fiber to wool, processing of fiber to wool. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Then in that class, no, you all inform me that you like to wear the silk clothes, right? You like to wear the silk clothes. So I have to ask you a question: from where we will get? From where we will get the silk wool? From where we will get the silk wool? You know the answer? Yes, you are correct. We will get from the silk moth, right? We will get the silk moth. Okay, we will get the silk moth. There is a moth, right? That moth is called silk moth. That silk moth is providing us what? Silk wool. Silk wool. By using silk wool, we can make the colorful silk fabric, right? Silk fabric. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the making of silk wool. How to make the silk wool. Are you ready for that? To know more about the silk wool, no? We have to know about the life history of silk moth. Life history of silk moth. Clear? Yes. There are 4 stages in the life history of silk moth. 4 stages. Look here. First one is egg. Next one is larva. Third is pupa. And at last, silk moth. Egg, larva, pupa, silk moth. You got the idea, right? Clear? Yes. First of all, to egg. Have you seen the mulberry plant? Yes. Silk moth always lays eggs on the mulberry leaf. Silk moth always lays eggs on the mulberry leaves. Clear? Okay. Then that eggs hatch out. That means the egg will break. No. Then a worm will come out from it. That eggs hatch out and form a worm. That worm is called silkworm or caterpillar. Silkworm or caterpillar. Here you can see silkworm or caterpillar. Clear? Okay, silkworm or caterpillar. Then that silkworm start to grow on the mulberry leaves, right? Start to grow on the mulberry leaf. At the same time, it start to feed the mulberry leaf. So we can say that the caterpillar start to grow on the mulberry leaf by eating it. Clear? Okay. At the time of development, silkworm start to produce a protein fiber from its mouth. Clear? Okay. At the time of the production of the protein fiber, at the time of the secretion of the protein fiber, the silkworm start to rotate its head in the form of 8. Rotates that like this in the form of 8. Rotates its head in the form of 8. Clear? Okay, while secreting the protein fiber from the mouth. Ready? Okay, you should watch it. Look. Here, this silkworm rotates its head in the form of 8. Okay, while secreting that protein fiber from the mouth, right? Look. Yes. Then that protein fiber start to cover the body of silkworm. That protein fiber start to cover the silkworm. Then the protein fiber fully cover the body of silkworm. So silkworm is inside the larva is inside the outer covering, right? Larva is inside the outer covering. Okay, that outer covering is called cocoon. That protein fiber outer covering is called cocoon, my dear. Cocoon. So that worm is inside the cocoon, right? Clear? Worm is inside the cocoon. Here you can see the cocoon. cocoon. Inside this cocoon you can see the pupa. Now the larva become pupa inside the cocoon. Inside the cocoon the larva become pupa, right? Pupa. Clear? Inside this cocoon. Okay. So pupa is a inactive form ID. Inactive form. It is not inactive. It's inactive form and start to develop. Start to develop inside the cocoon. Clear? Okay. Then after the fully development, after the full growth, after it attain the adult form, full growth, right? After the full growth, clear? The cocoon will break. Cocoon will break, and the the silk moth. The silk moth will come out from the cocoon. Silk moth will come out from the cocoon. Clear? Look, the silk moth will come out from the cocoon. You got the idea about it, right? Clear? Yes. Okay. Here you understood about the 4 stages of life history of caterpillar, right? Life history of silk moth or caterpillar. Clear? First one is egg. Next one is larva. Third one is pupa inside the cocoon. And fourth one again again silk moth. Again silk moth. Clear? You got the idea, right? Yes, very good. You are familiar with the life history of silk moth. So I have to ask you a question. From this life cycle, you notice 4 stages, right? Okay, in this life cycle you notice 4 stages. From this life cycle, can you say me from where we will get the silk wool? From where we will have the silk wool? Yes, from the cocoon, right? Cocoon is a protein fiber. From the cocoon we will get the silk wool. Okay, we will get the silk wool from the cocoon. From the cocoon, the outer covering of pupa, right? From the cocoon. Okay, so for the production of large amount of silk wool, we have to get that much silkworm, right? Caterpillar. Okay, we have to produce that much caterpillar. Okay, so we have to rear the silkworms. Okay, we have to rear the silkworms for that. Clear? Okay, so the farmers are rearing the silkworms for the production of silk wool. Farmers are rearing the silkworm for the production of silk wool. Clear? Have you noticed that? Yes, farmers are rearing the silkworm for the production of silk wool, right? Clear? Okay, such type of rearing of silkworm is called sericulture. Sericulture is a rearing of silkworm. Rearing of silkworm is called sericulture. Sericulture. You got it right? Yes. Now shall we have a discussion about sericulture? Sericulture means the rearing of silkworm, right? Rearing of silkworm. Okay. For the sericulture, first of all the farmers have to do the mulberry plantation, right? Okay, farmers have to do the mulberry plantation. Okay, first of all they have to do that. Clear? Then only the female silk moth lays egg on the leaves of mulberry. Clear? Okay, after laying eggs, farmers will collect that egg from that leaves. Farmers will collect the eggs from that leaves, right? From that leaves. Clear? Okay, then they will store that leaf in a strip of paper or cloth. Store that leaf in a strip of paper or cloth. Then sold it to the farmers, those who are doing the sericulture. Okay, those who are rearing the silkworms, okay, they will sell it to the farmers. Those who are rearing the rearing the silkworm. Clear? Okay. Ready? Then that farmers know, those who are doing the rearing of silkworm. Clear? They will keep that silkworm or caterpillar in a hygienic condition. Hygienic condition means by providing proper temperature, by providing proper humidity, right? By providing proper humidity and temperature, they will keep that caterpillar. Okay, by providing suitable temperature and humidity in a hygienic condition. Okay, then the caterpillar start to grow there, right? The caterpillar start to grow. Farmers provide them the mulberry leaves to eat, right? Farmers provide them the mulberry leaves to eat. Clear? Then the farmers keep the larvae or the caterpillar, caterpillar in a bamboo tray. Okay, in a bamboo tray. Along with mulberry leaves. The silkworms start to develop inside this bamboo tray by feeding the mulberry leaves, right? By feeding the mulberry leaves. Clear? Okay, then these silkworm will go inside the small chambers of this bamboo tree. You can notice here small chambers, right? Small chambers. Inside the small chambers, the silkworm will move to the small chambers of this bamboo tree, and start to produce cocoon. Start to secrete the protein fiber, right? Cocoon inside it. At the same time, farmers are providing some small tips, plant tips, okay, inside the bamboo tray. For attaching the cocoon on it. Small tips will provide them. On the tips, the cocoons will attach. Cocoons will attach on the tips and will hang it there. For that, farmers will provide small tips inside the bamboo tray. Okay, clear? Ready? Then the farmers collect the cocoon from this bamboo tray. Farmers will collect the cocoon from the bamboo tray. For what? Yes, for getting what? Silk thread, right? For getting silk thread. For that purpose, farmers keep their cocoon in very hot sun or very hot steam. Hot sun or hot steam, Okay, by keeping there, the cocoon thread will be loosened. From that loosened cocoon, the farmers will do the railing of the thread by using machines. They will do the railing of the thread, right? Railing of silk by using some machines. Okay, by this process, we will get the silk thread from the cocoon. After the railing process, the farmers will give sufficient color, okay, proper color for the silk, and by giving color, we can make different types of fabrics, different types of colorful fabrics by utilizing that silk fibers. Okay, silkworm. You got the idea, right? About the formation of silk from the cocoon. Clear? Yes. Okay. Now you all understood about sericulture, right? Sericulture and about the production of silk worms, right? Yes, very good. Okay, now let us have a discussion about the different types of silk. Look here. First one is mulberry silk. Next one is tassar silk. Next one is peri silk and muga silk. 4 types of silk. You know about the features of a silk. Why we are selecting the silk clothes? Because of what feature? Yes, it is very soft. It is very shiny. And it is very smooth also, right? Very smooth. Clear. And looking very colorful also. Am I right? That's why you are selecting the silk cloth, right? Yes, very good. Okay. So these are about the production of silk and the types of silk. You understand now, my dear? Yes, very good.